Hi everyone. I'm May. I'm here today with Euxter, and we're going to be commentating this really exciting match between the Tri-County Titanium Mothmen, which is Illumina, Kuriway, and Xylonox, and forcingCD, which is BTCMR, 03K, and Adam von Batum. How are you feeling today, Euxter?
I'm feeling great. Thanks for asking. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. Super excited.
Yeah, very excited for this match. The Tri-County team is probably one of the favorites for the entire relay tournament, and we'll be excited to see how they compete against Forcing CD. Yeah. I like the pun that's done there.
It looks like we're just getting started here. Um, so far it seems like a really classic 1.7 seed. I'm just looking out into the desert and it looks like there is a temple, so that should make the run a little bit easier. And I'm super excited to see Illumina play this version because, this was his original version. How are you feeling about it?
Um, well, we all know that Lumina is where a lot of us sparked our interest in speedrunning, and feels very exciting and nostalgic at the same time watching him play this version.
Absolutely. And looks like we have them both entering the temple around the same time here, and we saw a lava pool on the way to the temple. So they've seen basically everything they're gonna need in the early parts of the seed already. So they're in pretty good positions. I'm hoping for a really quick run from one or both of them here. I think this is gonna be great.
Not sure why is have you ever seen runners front load sand? Oh, because I see, that makes more sense. Is
hmm
there I'm assuming that oh, that's interesting play by Lumina to not use the TNT in the temple to not only loot the chest contents but also obtain blocks to pillar out.
hmm Did he take the TNT? I didn't quite notice because I wouldn't be surprised if he was saving all of that TNT to get nether bricks, but it doesn't look like he took any of it actually, which I'm
Yeah,
surprised by.
he just looted the chest and then dipped. So yeah, no TNT for Lumina.
You know what? Respect. That's like I don't know, that seems kind of like an old 1.7 way of playing. So I respect it. And he's leaving the temple with 21 wool, so that should be good for all of his beds that he'll need for the end fight. And I imagine BTC has about the same amount. Yeah, he looks like he has 24, so even better than Illumina.
Looks like Lumina only has 3 rotten flesh, or rather run is about to run out of rotten flesh from his inventory, while PTCMR has um like 15 rotten flesh. So I'm not sure if that was because Iluna chose not to loot all of the rotten flesh, or if yeah, I wonder what happened there. But it
Mhm.
could. I'm assuming it's a strategic choice by him. Um, I'm not going to doubt Iluna with whenever it comes to 1.7, because he is 1,000 times more experienced at the category than I am.
Mhm. I mean, I do think that I actually agree with BTC's play of blowing up the temple more than just Illumina looting it, because those blocks that he got, the extra rotten flesh, and probably whatever extra string or whatever that he looted out of the chest is probably going to be helpful to him over the course of the run. And Illumina isn't going to have that. Like now he's already down to half health and half hunger, where BTC is still at full health with plenty of food. Like these are just little things that could cost Illumina some time here in the early run. So I actually think I agree with BTC's play slightly more than Illumina's.
Do we ever see runners do Blaze TNT in this version?
Um, I don't really think so. I think theoretically they could do it, but because the blaze fight is so dangerous in this version, I think the extra danger of having such an open spawner would actually hinder them instead of helping them.
That makes sense.
Mhm.
Thanks for the explanation.
Yeah, of course. I could totally be wrong about that though. I'm not like, the most experienced in this version, but, like, just from what I know, that seems like it would be the case. Um
Interestingly, they both have identical sets of tools.
Mhm,
Opting to choose for the iron sword, and then uh, the full set of gold tools, which
mhm.
seems like it's the standard when it comes to ore priority, like like how runners prioritize their ingots compared to other versions such as 1.16 where the iron is primarily used for a bucket and for a pickaxe.
Yeah, definitely. So something that we might see be a deciding factor a little later in this run is what towers these runners actually use. And so I think recently there's been a development in tower tech, which is I think it's called the one block tower, that basically makes Enderman pathfinding into the whole of the tower essentially perfect. So I wonder if we'll see both runners using that tower or if we'll see either of them use more outdated towers, because that could definitely be a big difference.
Illumina using new tech here, punching an entity while he is sprinting to reduce his hunger loss from
Mhm.
sprint jumping.
I honestly, that tech is so cool. I On one hand, I'm like, I'm surprised they didn't discover it earlier because I feel like punching an entity while you're sprint jumping isn't that uncommon. But at the same time, I'm like, oh my gosh, like now there's this cool new development that actually changes the way people play a little bit. And I just think that's really interesting, you know?
Yeah. Both players entering the Nether at nearly identical times.
Mhm.
Looks like they're on decent pace, and hopefully we should see all their blaze rods farm before the start of your night.
Yeah. Uh, there's definitely a few pitfalls in the Nether that 1.7 runners can encounter. Obviously, if they die, that can set them up for having to do a second day Nether, which these runners will never want to do with seeds like these. And since, as I mentioned before, the 1.7 Blaze fight is so dangerous, it's fairly realistic that we could see a death or two coming out from these runners. So I just really hope that they're all able to perform to the best of their ability and we don't see any uh unfortunate deaths in this nether.
Do crit attacks work in this version? Sorry, I'm just like
Yes,
so clueless when it
they
comes to.
do, they
Okay,
do.
that makes more sense. I knew that there were no what was it? Like attack cooldowns and stuff, but I
Mhm,
wasn't sure about the critical attack component. That makes sense why they're able to two-shot the blazes, but still that isn't that isn't part of the game in later versions of the game.
mhm,
Because I believe it takes 3 hits with an iron sword to kill a blaze in 1.16, along with 1.14 as we will see later today. So for those versions, we will see axes being the main weapon of choice by the runners.
mhm. I like that Illumina immediately mined out his full spawner. I think that was a good play here because, he's been playing 1.7 since literally the dawn of time. So I think if anyone is going to have a consistent blaze fight, it's Illumina. So I think the choice to mine out the spawner and have confidence in his ability not to get overwhelmed by the blazes in favor of those faster spawns, I think that was a good choice for him. And we can also see that after all these blazes they've both killed, they only have 3 rods each. So the blaze rates might not be amazing on this seed. Hopefully we can still see them both get out before nightfall so they don't have to miss any time on their tower or do second day nethers.
Also for the timer for the match, the speedrun IGT timers are not accurate, so
Mhm,
there is the RTA timer above both of these runner screens to use as your reference.
mhm. It's like Illumina going for some strays as he exits. He's exiting a little sooner than I might expect, just because it's like less than 9 minutes. So he's probably choosing to leave himself a lot of time to build his tower. And since he's on 5 rods, he'll only need to go back for 2 second day, which I don't think will set him back too much time, but if BTC does get all of his rods here, that could give him a bit of an advantage.
Especially with this fortress proximity to the nether portal, it doesn't seem like it's going to be too much of a time loss for the runners if they opt to do second day nether.
Mhm. And it actually doesn't look like oh, yeah, okay, Illumina is doing the 1 block tower, it looks like. As you can see, the block to, like, the back right-ish area of his tower, that's the one that actually messes with the Enderman pathfinding and makes it easier for them to go into the hole. So I'm very glad to see him using that new tech. I was a little scared we'd see an Illumina sword tower.
um, is the placement of the block, is it direction oriented? Like, does it have to be in a specific direction from the tower, or can it be in any 2 by 2 direction away from the tower?
I'm pretty sure it matters exactly where it's placed in relationship to the tower. Like, it has to be in that one place or it won't work. I could be wrong about that, but I think it's not like if you just placed it somewhere else, it would work, you know?
I see.
And see Illumina getting pretty high up here. Something that we saw last relay that challenged some of the runners was actually not building up high enough in their towers. And then their towers didn't work because it wouldn't force the entities below to respawn. I don't think that that's going to be a challenge we see in Relay 2. Although, I mean, I hope it's not. It might be. Fingers crossed that we won't see that happening.
Yeah,
And
looks like both runners are relying on their F3 screens to double check their Y levels to make sure that they're able to despawn all of their mobs, and also look at the E counter once they're on the towers to see how to check how many entities have spawned before dropping down to check on the Enderman spawns.
And it looks like, BTC is also using the 1 block tower, thankfully. None of the runners putting themselves at a disadvantage here. BTC might be challenged here a little bit to get all of his rods on time because he's only started or sorry, his pearls on time because he's only starting his tower now at almost 12 minutes. And he's also right next to a lava pool and a mountain, which could reduce the number of Enderman spawns. So that could pose to be a bit of a challenge for him. But Illumina looks like he got his hole dug. He's ready to start farming Enderman. So I do think that leaving the Nether a bit early on 5 rods was a good play, as long as he remembers to go back on the second day.
Illumina opting to do to play on Gamma 1, so makes sense why, so that's why we see the lower brightness for these runners.
Mhm. Yeah, it's a little nostalgic. I think we've had some matches where it's like one player is on Gamma 1 and 1.7 and one is on Gamma like a million. And then you can see that one screen is like eye blazingly bright and the other one is like somewhat and it's kind of
Did Illumina forget to pick up an item? Or
um
perhaps just resetting the despawn timer for the items. I'm not sure.
I think he might have done the setup down here slightly wrong, and he's trying to fix it. I'm not entirely sure.
I see.
Okay, yeah, Spinnaker says he forgot to place a block in the water. Gotcha.
For this setup, do the runners have to place down like a button or something like that to prevent Endermen from placing down dirt the moment before they die to fall damage?
Um, I I haven't seen the runners do that, although I imagine it would be helpful. I don't know. Okay, it's optional and most do. Thank you, chat, for educating us. And yeah, I honestly have no clue what BTC is doing. He's kind of like towered up and then dug back down his tower quite a few times, and I'm kind of curious why he's doing that. Um, I hope that everything's okay because I'm a little concerned.
It does look like BTCMR is behind track from Illumina, but we also need to keep in mind that BTCMR has 6 routes in their inventory.
Mhm.
Uh, I guess they're going to go for the 7th route later on, I would assume. Unless if
Hopefully.
they're planning on high rolling on 6 routes. So I was about to say maybe they're mostly evenly like even, but not sure about that anymore if BTCMR, especially if the end portal is a low I count and eye breaks will occur if eye breaks occur often in this
Yeah.
RNG tournament pack.
I agree that they're not really in the same place here. Just because BTC is at almost 15 minutes, he only has 5 minutes left of night, and he's only now putting the finishing touches on his tower. That could mean that he only gets, you know, 8, 10, 11 pearls this night, which really would be the difference between him winning and losing if he had to wait a whole nother night. Um, and he still has to dig down the pit, so I really think it's possible that we don't see BTC get all of his pearls first night here, um, which would really put him behind Illumina, I think.
Yeah, that is
Um,
definitely a fair point. Looks like we're around 15 minutes in game time for both of these runners, so
mhm.
BTCMR likely only going to have around half as much time as Illumina does when it comes to pro farming. So yeah, I would
Yeah.
assume that I would agree with you in that they will have to inevitably have to wait for another night to finish all of their pro farming.
And it looks like they might finally be done with this hole here in the tower. But they didn't put the water, which I think you're supposed to do. So that's a little concerning.
Uh,
I think that actually means they're not gonna be able to get their items back. So, uh,
I would just
Monka.
it's for MLGing down the hole once you like confirm that you have enough pearls, right? And want to pick up all of your items.
Mhm. Yeah, they're
Okay.
doing lava setup. I don't know. Okay, they're gonna use spawn prod. Gotcha. That makes sense. Just a different route. Okay, good. I'm glad that they didn't get it messed up because that would be really sad.
We
And
have seen runners opt to mine sand with their hand and then pillar down and like block clutch down the hole wherein they forgot to place their water. So let's hope that doesn't happen for BTCMR.
yeah, it shouldn't. Have you noticed Illumina check his pearl count because he's been here at the tower for about 7 minutes now, and with the increased pearl RNG in this data pack, I'd assume that he's approaching enough pearls, so I'd love to see him check on that soon.
I did see him jump down into the pit, but I'm not
Mhm.
entirely sure if those attempts were just to reset the despawn timer or if he was also doing perk counts with them. But at the
Mhm.
very least, we should not see any item despawning for Illumina.
Yeah, hopefully not. Uh,
BTCMR doesn't have their F3 counter open. Um, oh my gosh, Illumina with 19 pearls.
nice. I
Yeah,
think, you know
perhaps.
what? That could be enough. I'm gonna say it. That might be enough pearls. And so I bet we'll see him go back right into the Nether now. Maybe sleep first to avoid mobs on his travel to the stronghold, but I don't think it matters that much. This is a really good pace coming out from Illumina here. Not, probably not gonna be sub 25, but hopefully consistent sub 30, which we love to see from these runners.
I wasn't watching BTCMR screen when they were on the first set of ladders to check the E counter, so I was wondering if they were playing Tower on Noah 3, but
Mhm.
yeah, checking their E counter just to make sure that they concentrate the mob spawns before falling down the tower.
Yep.
I wonder if we'll see Pearl travel from Illumina
I hope
since they have
so.
so many pearls.
If he doesn't if he doesn't throw at least one pearl here, I would be incredibly disappointed.
It would be hilarious if we saw a hunger reset using a pearl from Illumina.
I mean, he does have a fair amount of food, so I doubt we'll see that, but it
Yeah.
would be, like, a little bit funny.
Heading back into the nether to if you obtain the rest of the rods that Illumina needs.
And it looks like,
Nice.
BTC is finishing up his, farming for the night on only about 6 pearls, which is not the position you wanna be in. I wonder if he'll use this same tower for the next night or travel to the stronghold and make a second one. From what I've heard, it's usually common that when runners don't get all their pearls in the first night, they go to the stronghold and then nether travel back to their original tower. But we've also seen runners make a second tower in this tournament, so I think we might see either strategy. Also, that was a funky pearl he just pulled out of the cave. Like, I'm sure there was an Enderman in there and it but it was kind of
If I recall correctly, in this version, when you kill a sheep, they don't drop mutton. Correct? Is that right?
I think that's I think that's right. I
it's a chicken jockey. And
never what you
how
wanna
was that?
see in a speed
How is
run.
that baby zombie not burning from the daylight?
I don't think chicken jockeys burn.
They don't burn in this version?
Mhm.
Oh my gosh, that's so funky. What the heck?
Illumina, I wonder if he's gotten his 6th or 7th rod yet. I don't think he's I think he's still on 5. Okay, and that was his 6th maybe or 7th. But either way, it seemed like the rod rates in this seed were slightly below average, but I think both runners have handled it fairly well. And, they neither of them died in the Nether. They're both playing pretty safe, and we love to see that, because we've had some pretty scuffed 1.7 rounds in this tournament.
PTCM are finally able to successfully tame their horse.
And it's
It looks like it's a decently fast one.
it's kinda
Or
slow. It's, like, a little
no,
slow.
yeah, I can't. Like the lag spikes just make it seem like it's going fast, but sure, like the average speed isn't that fast.
Mhm. It's not that bad. It's, like it's alright. It's an okay horse.
Definitely helps when there's these one block jump terrain where
Mhm.
if you were to run on foot, it would take much more time than if you were to use a horse. So.
And Illumina Pearl traveling. Thank goodness. Using his resources appropriately. I think, between Illumina's Pearl travel and BTC's horse, we could see some pretty quick, stronghold travel here. I wouldn't be surprised if they're in the stronghold sub 25. Maybe even sooner if it's pretty close and they triangulate well.
Do you think we'll see any form of calculator usage for the 1.7 runners?
I don't really think that we will. I don't even know if there's calculators made for 1.7, but I feel like Illumina's a bit of a purist in this version, and BTC doesn't seem like he's using anything like that, so, you know,
Yeah,
I
that
I
makes
don't think we're
sense.
gonna see any calculator use. Infume saying that calculators suck, and they're mainly for trading players. Got it. So they're both purists. Yeah, we probably won't see any calculators here. And I think I actually saw BTC's eye change directions here, so he must be pretty close. Um, hopefully there's a pretty significant eye count in the portal and he gets some stronghold chests because it would be really awesome to see him not have to spend a second night getting pearls.
Looks like BTCMR is marking down their path that they've taken,
Mhm.
perhaps in an effort to be able to easily relocate. Oh, never mind. Just
No, it's for
marking down their
triangulation.
just for triangulation. Never mind. I thought they were trying to mark their way back to the tower that they previously built, but
No. They actually have to triangulate in this version, sadly, Yookster.
are they so? I know that the eye points to the end portal room. Does it point to like the exact center of the portal room, or does it like point to the center of the chunk that has the portal room?
I think
Do you
it's
know
the
how
center
that
of the
works?
chunk, but I could be wrong about that. It looks like we also see the Illumina approaching the stronghold here. Yep, he gets his eye going straight down. Interesting
Does
that they're in very different locations here, or at least somewhat different locations. It's the center of the
Illumina
chunk.
didn't even what was it? Illumina didn't even pick up the eye that he just threw because he just has so
He
many
doesn't need to.
pearls and has extra blaze rods.
He has a million eyes. No need.
Oh, our voices were botting? Uh-oh.
It's probably because our restream is dropping a few frames. I'm not too worried about it.
Okay, yeah, sounds good.
It was me. Damn it. I'm the weak link.
You sounded fine for me, so I'm not sure why that happened.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was the restream, but it's not a big deal. It's fixed now.
Okay.
Whatever the issue was, it's fine. Okay,
Lumina
wait.
needs to just front load a bit more flint to craft more arrows, and then we will likely see an end enter coming up soon.
Mhm. I think my guesstimate of sub 30 for Illumina was correct. Hopefully for BTC as well. Actually, he only has 5 pearls here, or 5 eyes, I guess. So I don't think he's going to be in a good position to get into the portal anytime soon.
Yeah,
But
it does look like both of these runners are neck to neck, but we do have to keep in mind that BTCMR only has 6 pros at this point, so I guess they will spend the rest of the daytime hours searching through uh what do you call those chests? Those chests that are along corridors.
yeah, just I call them stronghold chests. I think some people call them
Okay,
pedestal chests or something. Could be wrong about that.
I see.
Um, but
Oh, getting
Yookster,
low
can I
on
tell you
health a little
something
bit.
slightly embarrassing?
Feel free if you want to
So,
share with us.
literally, for the longest time, my entire life, 2 weeks ago, I thought the saying was neck in neck, not neck and neck. So whenever I was commentating, I would say neck in neck, and I was like, why is it doesn't make any sense? And I thought I would go like, oh my god.
Oh, that's an interesting one. Yeah, we've all had our shared experience mispronouncing words and misinterpreting words. I wonder if I have some of my. I'm trying to brainstorm. I'm trying to think of if I've had any similar instances, but
You thought it was
looks
neck
like we see Lumina
on
in the
neck.
end. Neck on neck.
Okay, well, Illumina fighting the dragon here,
Yeah.
doing a pretty good job. It looks like the towers in this end are pretty sparse, but some of them are pretty not too bad of an end, but it's not, perfect either. He's doing a ton of damage on these beds, so I imagine he'll take it out in only one more bed, which is gonna be pretty quick. Love to see it.
Yeah, getting some really good charges here for Lumina. Looks like the end fight split will be pretty quick. Yeah.
Mhm. And there
And
he
nice.
goes.
There we go.
I wonder what BTC is looking for in the stronghold here, because he's already run through a lot of it. He's not gone into the library that he saw. I wonder if he was trying to look for more chests, maybe? But he
And now
still
Lumina passes the torch to Kurway for him to play 1.14.
God, Curry Way. I'm such a fan. And it
Any
looks like
Curry stance in chat?
I'm a Curry stan.
Heck yeah. Who
Me.
isn't? Yeah.
I'm the Curry stan. Anyways, it looks like this is just gonna be a normal 1.14 Dark Oak seed, which we've seen quite a lot of in Relay so far. And since he has really good proximity in this village to the Dark Oak Forest, that instantly makes this a pretty quick seed because he can, a certain extent, task overlap his explosions and his trading, which is usually why villages are faster. So hopefully we'll see a pretty quick time coming out from Curry here. I'm personally a believer. And hopefully we can see BTC finish out his run pretty soon so Zero can get started.
It looks like BTCMR is going to either make his way back to his original tower, but then at the same time, why is it still? They're approaching nighttime. Okay, I was about to say, did they miss the night cycle? But no, it's about to turn into nighttime. I see. Curry spots the temple, likely going to loot there.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, PTCM are probably going to make their way back to the tower. It seems like,
Hopefully.
unless if they're front loading blocks to that. Yeah, okay. Sorry, my predictions are always wrong because I have no idea what happens in this category. Anyways, I believe PTCMR is getting materials ready to build another tower. Do you think that is the correct idea here?
Possibly. I'm not entirely sure though, because I don't think he has enough leaves to make a whole nother tower. Um, okay, so Astra says that he has to place a bed on top of his original tower. So what he might be doing is getting enough blocks to tower up, and then he's gonna go back to his tower, tower up, bed at the top, and then do
Oh, I
the
see.
hunting. Because I don't think at this point making a whole second tower would be faster, but I could be wrong about that.
And oh boy, a notch apple for Curry here.
So
The Blaze fight should be relatively
he
straightforward. Having that
not
5 minutes of fire resistance.
he not only has a god apple, he also has a shield. So I think if we see Curry die in this end fight, we can blame him a little bit. Like a little bit, not a
Yeah,
lot.
just a little bit. We'll just comment it very slightly in the post-match interview if he does. Yeah, you also said end fight, so
No!
that's why
Oh my
Julia
god!
said Blaze
That is
fight
at
in chat.
least the second time I've done that. For-
It's fine.
It's okay, chat. You know what? Let's make fun of me a little bit. Let's make fun of Curryway going into this end fight right here. Um, but he's in the fortress sub 4 minutes, which is really quick for this version. He also which will probably make his life quite a bit. Overall, I think this is going to be a quick run. I think it's easy due to the Dark Oak Forest proximity to the village and also because of the God Apple. So, once again, I hope we'll see a pretty fast time here.
Looks like the portal spawned the quarry pretty far from the good side of the fort, but as soon as he enters the good side, there is his spawner, so shouldn't take that long for him to finish the split.
Mm-hmm. And did you see if there was any brewing stand houses in the village? Because I don't think there was, but I could be wrong.
I was not looking out for that. Maybe someone in chat knows.
Does anyone in chat know? Will Curry double travel? Oh, Curry has a diamond pickaxe, so he could do educated travel here. And especially if he used some sort of calculator, that could make this a really fast run. That'd actually be super interesting to see. Oh, and it seems like BTC took a death, which you never want to see.
Oh no.
Ah,
Are
no.
they restarting? Are they restarting
Oh,
the world?
no.
Oh no. Oh no. That is an unfortunate death for Team forcingCD. Oh my lord.
So unfortunate. I hope that he's able to have a bit of a quicker run this time, though. Hopefully, he won't need to do the second day tower again, or sorry, second night tower. Because he does know the seed a bit better now. He won't have to make decisions that could lead to the run being slower. So fingers crossed that we see a clean second run here from BTC. Curryway has all 7 rods he needs because there is a brewing stand house in the village. So, at least I think there is. Curry gonna leave? Okay, now he has
8
8 rods.
rods.
All the rods he could literally ever need in his entire life. Um, Hopefully it looks like he's gonna get out of the nether around 7 minutes here, which means he'll be able to get most of his explosions done first day, which is basically as much as you could hope for in this version. So, really fast run coming out. Good job, Curry.
How does first day trading in 1.14 work? Is it like bugged out, or are the villagers unable to restock their items?
Yeah, so I think it's just that the village day. But I doubt we'll see any first day trading here. Just I think the villagers can't take jobs or they can't restock past 7 minutes or 7. So he's not gonna be able to get all of trade with.
I see.
But as I mentioned before, because the Dark Oak Forest proximity to the village is so good, that will mean that he's gonna be able to get trading really quickly on the second day. So we could definitely see like a 14-minute or even a high 13 village leave here from Curry. I am personally a believer. Are you a believer?
I will be a believer of forcing CD making a comeback. But yeah,
Gotcha.
I'll also be a believer of Curry having hopefully having a great split for his 1.14 segment.
Mhm.
Yeah, looks like there is no brewing stand, so that's why Curry had to farm an extra blaze rod, but that obviously was no big deal since he had plenty of fire resistance from the enchanted golden apple.
Mhm.
And he still has fire resistance from the golden apple.
Nice.
He still
Let's
has it
go.
left. He still has it for a couple more seconds, it seems. Oh, there is a brewing stand. Oh, Curry just got. Okay, Curry just got 4 extra blaze powder. To play it fully safe. That's pretty cool to see.
Curry Curry is gonna prep for that -3 eye portal. We love to see that strat coming out from runners. I think it's always best to play safe, even when it's literally impossible that you could get screwed over to the extent that you're preparing.
You never know if the data pack has it so that you get 4 out of 4 eye breaks.
Exactly. Who knows? Could always happen. Better safe than sorry. But I think Curry's doing a great job here. He set up the log spread in his inventory, so he won't have to worry about inventory management, shearing some sheep, choosing good spots for his explosions. I'm happy with this run. I'm very happy with it. The only thing is that he's not using his flint and steel instead of a
I
gun,
was,
which really doesn't matter.
I was about to say the same thing. Like I thought that only applied for Savannah villagers, so that the villagers don't raise their prices on them, raise their
Mhm.
prices on you.
He's he's gonna get the freaking dark oak trees to raise their prices on him. You never want to see that in a speedrun.
I wish item grouping was also a feature in 1.14.
That would be so nice. I played this version for a year. I wish that item grouping was in it so badly. Okay, it looks like Curry's approaching 10:30 IGT here, so hopefully we'll see him sleep. Um, BTC prepping to enter the Nether again, I think, which is pretty good. Hopefully he'll take no deaths again, and we'll see a pretty clean run coming out here.
If we don't see what was it? Any emeralds from like village chests or anything, how many stacks of wood do you think the runners need to be able to have a sufficient supply of pearls?
So, assuming they do trading right, the bare minimum that you need is about 5.5 stacks. But you'll usually get more than that from dark oak forests. So dark oak forests are usually what allows runners to do pearl travel. They can get like 18, 19 pearls in this version and then do pearl travel. So
Oh,
hopefully
nice.
we'll see him get, I don't know, 6, 7, maybe even 7.5 stacks of logs here, which is definitely not impossible. And then he could do some pearl travel.
Yeah, it looks like Curry currently has 5.5 stacks of wood, so we will see him um starting his trade soon, and
Mhm.
has one TNT left.
That he's going for a little extra wood here and these unoptimal placements just to get maybe 30 extra logs, which is going to be another, say, 3 extra pearls, assuming he trades right. Um, and so that will get him enough for pearl travel. I actually think Curryway's playing the seed really well. I'm feeling strong personally. And also BTC back in the Nether here, doing his blaze fight again. I think he has about 3 rods now, and he hasn't taken a death, so that's what we like to see, and handling this wither skeleton like a boss. So this is all good.
Yeah,
I like that
everything
he's
so far is textbook by Curry. Um, you know, just spam click the trades, get as many pearls as you can, and then trade lapis and redstone all the way till you get the pearls for the cleric.
something that I don't love that Curry did. I mean, this is just a nitpick, so it doesn't matter. But he actually didn't get a third villager to be um his pearl trader. I forget what they're called. um his like brewing stand villager until now. So he traded most of his sticks with getting his brewing stand villager, which is going to set him back just a tiny bit. That could be a 30-second or 45-second time loss. But something that I do like that BTC is doing is creating a bit of a roof over the spawner, which will keep the blazes from flying out and make his life easier in this blaze fight. Yes, I forgot the word cleric. Okay. We're gonna let that go. We're not gonna think about that anymore.
Curry still had to get more beds though, so it won't be too much of a time loss for him to have to wait for the cleric to restock. Uh, yeah, I'm not sure how leveling up works because you obviously don't see the XP bar fully fill up before they become the next like the next level.
Usually, I knew this at one point, but I kind of forgot it. Usually, if you either buy a full restock worth of one item or you level up the bar fully, that's when you'll get it to level up. So it looks like he's leaving here with 14 pearls. He does have a diamond pickaxe, but I didn't see him mine any obsidian, so I don't know if he's actually going to be going for educated travel. I still really hope he does, but if we don't see it, then, it's not the end of the world. Bet he has plenty of beds after shearing so many sheep and the village beds. He's actually running back towards the lava pool, so I bet we will see some
Oh,
double travel here. Pausing.
looks like you are right about that. Nice.
Let's go. So we sorry, my brain shorted out. He already has 2 obsidian, so we already know that he only needs to mine 8 more, so that's gonna be about 80 seconds worth of mining obsidian. If he uses a calculator and gets, like, perfect travel, then right into the stronghold, then I totally don't think mining this obsidian is a time loss at all. And
Is it
we
situational if the player chooses not to use a calculator and perhaps opts to do axis travel, which I
though
believe is Curry's preferred method in like 80% runs in his
I'd
streams?
say the only time when doing educated travel in 114 is slower is if you'd have like full ocean travel and then or if you had to dig like 300.
I see.
Otherwise, I think that doing educated travel, even if it's not educated, will always be faster. Um, so I do think that even if he is just absolutely. And BTC building his tower up for the second time here. Looks like he got out of the nether a lot quicker this time, and last time he was a bit which cost time while building the tower. So hopefully we don't see that issue again. I'm pretty confident in him.
Yeah, PTCMR has 7 blaze rods, so has all the rods he needs, but building the tower a little bit later than he probably hopes to do so, seeing that it's already nighttime and mobs are already spawning. But with the RNG data pack, it shouldn't take too much time, too many attempts as normal 1.7 run to farm pearls, so hopefully we'll see enough pearls coming in on BTCMR side.
My
Oh,
mic
okay.
was
I was wondering if the cutting out was just on my end or okay. That's
okay.
unfortunate.
I'm
It's
gonna
fine.
try something really quick and see if this makes it better.
I
Uh,
wonder if you have like some form of voice suppression that's just cutting you off when you don't want it to.
yeah, I think that might have been it. So I changed my settings a bit, and hopefully this is a bit better.
Okay, cool.
Um, Getting back to the match, Curryway into the nether. Hopefully he got his angle right. Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
well, was it on
BTC
purpose?
fell all the way down and died. Uh, Monka. Did he forget
Did
a
they forget
ladder?
to place the ladder?
I think he did, but okay, he
Oh.
can break down like this. This is why we use leaves, everyone. Use leaves, kids.
That's barely enough to not take enough damage to die. That's very nice to see. Hopefully none of the items fell in the lava that is placed there. Surely. Doesn't seem like it is, so it's fine. Nice.
Yeah, it looks like he's fine. He's a bit low on health, but now he can dig down, and hopefully that won't cause him any issues. And in the meantime, it looks like Curryway got out of his second portal here and is in the ocean, so we might see an ocean exposed stronghold.
Oh,
We do! And he's only entering the stronghold here at 19 minutes, so we could see a really fast time coming out here. I'm super excited.
yep, library room exposed portal. I mean, stronghold. And
I'm
it looks like this is
positive.
also a baby stronghold as well. There's not that many
Oh my
pathways, and there it
gosh, and he's
is.
in the
Yeah.
portal room at 19 minutes. We love to see it. And he has more than enough eyes heading into the end, sub 20. This is a great pace for 114. I'm super impressed. And the only thing is he definitely doesn't have a second bucket, and I don't know. Oh, he does have a second bucket. Okay. My gosh, Curryway is killing it right now. Does he does have a bow and arrow, but it doesn't look like he's gonna be doing traditional half bow. I think he's just gonna shoot down a few crystals on this side and then wait it out, which I don't disagree with. I think that's a decent play in this situation. Hopefully we'll see a pretty quick perch here. And it
You
looks like
never want those
the
low roll 7-minute perches
no,
when
you never
you're
do.
playing in a tournament, so makes sense to do ground half bow, especially in this scenario.
Mhm. And BTC is farming his Enderman here. It looks like he got about 4 or 5 down in the hole just on this one rotation. So I'm hopeful that he's gonna get all of his pearls first night this time. And Curry gets his perch. Gonna be probably a sub 21 here, which is really an excellent time in this version. Pretty solid beds. And he's all good. So GG's to Curry, and looks like we're going to be moving on to Xylinox playing 1.16.
Silent Ox AFK. Okay,
Okay,
there we
there
go.
he goes,
There we
there he
go.
goes.
Now we see him.
I think theoretically it's not impossible that they get a sub 1 hour in this round, but I don't really think it's likely because Xylinox would have to get like a very low 10-minute time here, which doesn't really happen on tournament seeds all that often. So I think it's not impossible, but we'd have to see a lot of things go Zai's way if we want to see a sub-hour combined here. And BTC looks like he's 16 and a half minutes in, so he's had about 6 minutes of night. I've seen quite a few Endermen go
uh,
down
uh,
into the pit,
uh,
so
why is did Silent Ox load into the wrong seed?
or is there not a shipwreck?
Oh
Manga?
wait, Monk.
Okay. He's revealing the seed to the other team. Let's go. Uh
uh, okay. Like I saw them just like walking around and
that
not
looks
knowing
like it's
what to
the
do.
same
But it
seed.
does look like the same seed. What?
Okay. What you doing, man? Did
Nice seed.
Okay, I'm just gonna check really quick that we gave the
Oh,
right seed. Cause that's no, that the seed that he has on screen right now is not the correct seed at all.
okay.
Uh Miranda? Did you give the right seed? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm doing a little. Okay, there he goes. That's the right seed. took a little bit. But we got it. Okay, that seed is looking a lot better. We have some trees. Hopefully we have a shipwreck. BGC continuing with his Enderman farming. Have you seen him check his pearl count yet? Or has he not?
I have seen them drop down from time to time, so I believe at the very least I can guarantee that his items haven't despawned.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Looks like a traditional hyper modern seed coming in for Xylinox. Xylinox, how many sub 11s does he have now? He's like one of like the top 3 or 4 that have a sub 11 and 1.16 if I recall correctly, right? Or
Mhm.
sub 12. I don't know. Whichever one. But either way, a very decorated runner, just like his other teammates, and we just see a very quick, fast time for him.
Mhm. Either way, he's pretty cracked. Uh,
Yep. 10
and he's
carrots, plenty of
getting
iron, plenty of
14
food.
iron and 10 carrots. That's a pretty cracked out shipwreck. That's exactly what you want to
Yeah.
see. And
Carrots may seem worthless at first glance, but especially if you consider that there are, you can craft golden carrots with the bashing gold. Carrots are a great food source that you can get from shipwrecks.
mhm. Okay, BTC finally leaving his tower here with 16 pearls. Very excited to see it. I believe he also has all of his rods, so and he knows exactly where the stronghold is, so the rest of this run should be pretty quick. I'm very excited to see how well he does.
We just saw a self-lead portal for Zynox's screen there.
Heading into the Nether at around 2 minutes and X-raying for the Bastion. Love to see it. And okay, that
Oh,
looks
nice.
just like
That's
a SSV fashion. Exactly what you want to see.
double, triple housing fashion, seems.
Are we sure? Yeah. Okay, I said X-ray, I meant E-ray. I've said a lot of things that are wrong. We can ignore it. We can just collectively, as a chat, we can decide to just not comment when I say something stupid, okay? Just let me be stupid.
Yeah,
And okay,
looking like hopefully there's no fortress interference with this route. It would suck if we saw a huge number of zombie piglet. Oh no. Okay.
God, that's scary. Okay, just pointing out that he got 22 obsidian
It's
from,
blindness, so he can't sprint for
gosh.
8 seconds.
Yeah, he got 22 obsidian from those upper ramparts. So he's gonna be able to do double travel here, and he's not gonna be able, or he's not gonna need to spend very much time in this bastion. So I think we could see a really fast seed. Honestly, I'm pausing for the sub hour.
Or the Subaru believers in chat.
Any believers? Yeah, no, he's getting a 30-second time penalty for the left-handed duels. Nobody is a there's no believers in chat.
Oh.
Feels feels weak, man. It's BTC running towards the strongholds. Xylonox has his route set up, all the pigs in the hole, already trading, only needs his pearls here and maybe a few string trades, maybe another fire res. But overall, they're both in pretty good positions here for finishing out these runs quickly. And I really hope that we get to see the 1.14 runner on Team forcingCD actually get to play, because it's always really devastating when only one of the runners gets to play. Zelenox forgot.
Tang.
No. Wait, is it in 116? It's a mod, not a data pack. So okay, whatever. We'll just assume that he has the RNG control he needs and move along with our days. Okay, leaving on 16 pearls, changing into 5RD for this fortress, which I like since it's an SSV. And he's in the fortress in 5 minutes, which is really fast for tournament seeds, so we love that.
From the midpoint of housing right into the balcony of the fortress. What a nice proximity.
RSG seed, surely. Maybe he'll get 6 out of 6 rod rates, or now 6 out of 7. Maybe we will see a sub 10. Who knows? It could happen. Below average Zai seed, so true. Walking directly from housing into a SSV fortress without throwing a single pearl. What a shit seed.
Oh! This place is the obby, but not an issue as he has plenty of obsidian. He still has plenty of obsidian to do double travel, even with the misplacement.
And BTC finally in the stronghold. Love to see it. Looks like he's ready to go. Got some arrows. Got 29 arrows. Enough for 7 beds, maybe? We'd love to see this. I'm so excited. Finally gonna be finishing out the seed. Zai throwing his first eye here. I imagine he's gonna be using calculator because he's doing the copy location to clipboard thing. So I think that means calculator.
Yeah, I think that's Ninja Brain bot in action there.
Yeah.
As we see two creepers just vibing on Xylox's screen.
Let's go.
Far out in the distance, we just see the creepers just floating in the ocean.
And gonna see him heading back into the nether here. I think he only got one rod, so he still needs to get the rest of his rods, but he knows where his second portal is gonna be, and he's in a great spot. So, yeah. BGC, in the end, seeing these reasonably decent towers and getting a great first bed hit here. I'm not gonna commentate or curse him, but this is looking pretty good. Pause, man. Zai already on 3 rods and then 4 including the 2 eyes he's already crafted.
Misses the charge there for BTCMR, but not really an issue. Seems like they're playing it safe, taking out the towers. More so to prevent it from regenerating health over using it as a strategy to increase charges. Oh, that's unfortunate.
So something I actually kind of disagree with on Zai's end here. I could be totally wrong about this, but he's on 5RD in an SSB fort and he's still playing spawner and he hasn't blazed it or anything. I think that the way he's playing right now isn't gonna get him out of this fortress the fastest. Oh no, I'm a robot again.
You were fine on my end, so
Yeah, no,
I'm not
it's
sure what
just
happened.
it's
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, I just saw fire on. I just saw lava on Xylox's screen and just got a little bit scared, but has fire res, plenty of fire res in his version, so not a big deal.
wow.
And PTCMR's
BTC's
dragon is very low. We
yeah,
should
he's
hopefully
great
see
damage here.
the end very soon with a charge coming up right here.
And
And
yes,
finish it
let's
off.
go. We're gonna see him finish out this version, and we get to see 03K play 114. Very excited. Congratulations to BTC. And Xylonox heading out of his exit portal here. I spying, we love to see it. Hopefully this is gonna be some pretty quick nav, but sadly the sub hour is dead. So no excitement there, but this is still going to be a really fast team time, and this team is absolutely cracked. Did you see if he checked if that was starter? Because I don't think he did check, which I would hope that he'd do.
It does look like, I mean, it is
I
a spiral
think it's
staircase,
starter.
so I would assume it is starter. There's just a lot of ways from not only the center. The stronghold is definitely a lot more complex than what we saw on Curry's end. But yeah,
But
there we go. We find the end portal room.
he's got it. I just want to point out that even though he did do his perfect or like calculator perfect travel, he did only leave on 6 rods, which I think is kind of an interesting play. I don't disagree with it, but I am kind of intrigued in the fact that like it's becoming more acceptable to leave on 6 rods in a tournament, you know? I think that's interesting.
Yeah, you would never expect that if you didn't hear about the if you didn't know that calculators were allowed. So
And then it's also slightly well, it's that could only ever be a viable play in 116 because, you know, I mean, theoretically in 114, you could do a calculator and then only throw 2 eyes and then dig down right where it says. But I think you'd probably still want to throw an extra eye to confirm. So I think leaving on 6 rods in a tournament is less likely to be accepted in any other version besides 116.
absolutely. And my dog needs to go outside just for real quick, so I'll be
Okay,
back in 2 minutes. Hope that's okay. Sorry about that. See you in
fine.
a sec.
Okay, well, sadly no Euxter's dog on stream, but happily Xylonox is in the end here waiting for a perch. I think he's been in for about a minute and a half, so we should see one soon. But I don't think he bowed down any towers, so he could get a slower perch, theoretically. 03K heading into the desert temple, I saw them route the village pretty quickly. So I think they're definitely in the mindset here of like playing for catch up. They probably know that they're really far behind and there's not a huge chance that they'll catch up. And Xylonox does get the perch here. So hopefully he'll be able to finish out with the axe. Pausing, pausing, and GG's. Congratulations to the Tri-County Titanium Mothmen, and well played to forcingCD. It was unfortunate how BTC got a little bit rolled, but it was great to get to see 03K play for a little bit. We're going to hopefully get some of these runners in for a post-match interview, if any of them want to join. So we will see in a moment.
Hello, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Sorry about that.
Xylonox just finished out the round, and now we're waiting to see if anyone wants to join in for a post-show interview.
Nice, 75-minute, 75-minute team time.
Yeah, that's
Very
great. I think
impressive.
their team time is around second place of all the teams that have gone so far, maybe third. So that's really impressive.
Xylonox is just randomly digging down. Yo, what's up?
What's your dog's name? Out of curiosity.
The dog in my profile pictures, he's now like 14 years old,
Uh-huh.
and his name is OP. Uh, it's just the
Oh,
name
that's
that
so
the
cute.
shelter gave him when she was a stray dog, so, and we just kept with it. Do you have
Okay.
any pets?
I do. I have a cat. I have two cats. Their names are Cosmo and Zazie, but now we have interview people, so I'm gonna drag them in.
Oh, now we're here.
Hi guys, congratulations.
Thanks.
That was fun. Thank
That
you.
Hello, it was fun.
that seed was crazy.
It was.
That fashion was
Seed
that fashion was
for
psycho.
160. Yeah.
Chat was commenting that that was a below average silent oxide, so
What do
I
you
hope we didn't have
mean?
too many
They're
issues with
literally
it.
trolling me.
So
So,
how did you
yeah, go
guys
ahead,
feel
May.
overall playing today? Did you enjoy the seeds? Did you have a fun time? How was it?
I really enjoyed my seed. I was happy that I got a diamond pick seed. That was really cool. I also was happy that there was at least like some obsidian in the fortress chest, which made my life a little bit easier. So that was cool. I really liked my seed. I have no complaints. I had a blast. I love 1.14.
I'm so glad.
Yeah, the seed for 116 rocked. There was like actually nothing that
Dude,
felt like could go wrong.
the like shortcut into the back of the fortress was actually hilarious.
Oh, that was the funniest
That was
part. I
really
wonder if
funny.
it actually saved time. Probably not. I should have just pearled.
It
But
was so sick
The
it
though.
was
only thing
also
that would have been better if it was like the good side of the fortress and like a
Yeah,
bridge leading
I
directly into the
saw
fortress.
I
That
saw
would
the
be
fence
funny.
post and I thought it was the blaze spawner for a second. I was like, Jesus, that's
yeah.
insane.
Mhm.
But that was crazy.
No, yeah. And I like that playing like the entire housing. Like I did all chest top down Kui,
Mhm.
and that's what you had to get all your pearls. I kinda like that. You get rewarded for playing the whole bastion. So it was kind of the decision thing, like at least I'm assuming that's how the data pack worked. If I didn't trade more gold, I probably wouldn't have gotten another pearl trade.
Mhm.
Yeah,
But
people in chat were mentioning that you may have forgotten to install the data pack. Not sure if that's
well,
just what
it's
chat is
fine.
I
I
or
traded like
but
20
yeah, it
gold
was.
blocks. It's
Xylinox data
okay.
pack incident.
Okay. Well, now I
Yeah.
think Geekster had a question that they wanted to ask you guys.
Yeah, I think along with many others in chat are interested in how you guys came up with your team name.
So I was talking to Luna about this as soon as he joined because he was very confused on what our team name was. So basically what happened is we got like pinged to like come up with a team name. and none of us answered. And then we got pinged again, and still no one answered. So I was like, okay, I got this. So I went on like a random teamnamegenerator.com type thing and just spammed it a lot of times until I got Tri-County Titanium Mothmen, and here we are.
I think it's very fitting, personally.
Thank you.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah, I like the Tri-County because there's 3 of us, so it kind of worked out. We're each a county with Titanium Mothmen.
So like, is one of us a county and one of us a titanium?
Yeah,
Like,
one of
one's
us
a
is a
Mothman?
Titanium and then the other's a Mothman. That too. It has double meanings. Perfect.
I'm the Mothman.
Perfect.
I'll be the county, whatever the heck that means.
Do they not have counties in Canada?
Yes, they do.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait. Okay, yeah. You are 3 of them. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Did you
How's your-
enjoy the data pack, Illumina? Getting 19 pearls more than you were expecting?
Yeah, I didn't know what I was expecting. I wasn't even counting how many Endermen I killed, and it just felt like I looted a bastion when I was done. So it was
Yeah,
awesome.
19 pearls. More pearls than what Xylonox got, right? Or
I think
about the same?
so.
I had 20.
Oh, okay.
Close though.
Still, though, that's ridiculous.
And it's
Hey.
funny because I ended up using them all, so they were useful.
Yukster and I were commenting that if you didn't use some of those pearls for pearl travel, we were gonna be mad. So,
I got it. I don't worry.
so unless anyone has any final comments, I think we're gonna be getting ready to raid Crooks here. Anyone have anything else to say before we head out?
Yeah.
Crooks.
Adam, yeah.
Yeah, Adam.
So I just want to say like a couple of words because I didn't really have anything to add with the previous question, so I think I should just say like hi.
Yeah,
Okay.
it is
Hi.
unfortunate we weren't able to see you play. So for context for Team Tri-County Titanium Mothman, forcing CD's 1.9 player took, I believe, around an hour to complete their seed. So we only saw some gameplay from I forgot their team name.
03K.
Yeah, 03K, and we were unfortunately unable to see Adam play out his 1.16 seed.
Damn.
Honestly though, Adam, if you feel like it, I'd recommend getting that seed and just playing it because it looks
Yeah.
so fun.
Yeah, it
It
sounded
looks
really
really
fun.
fun. Okay, so just a reminder for chat, our next round is going to be tomorrow at 2 p.m. UTC, and that's going to be Team Keck, which is Rowell, Dimiax, and Talking Mime, versus the Fishermen, which is Crooks, Taffel, and Axaroth. So that's going to be super
Holy.
exciting. I really hope to see you all there for that. And so now we're going to be rating Crooks. It was great to see you all here today. It was great to have all of you runners here. I'm glad you had a fun time, and I'm really sorry, forcingCD, for your guys' unfortunate loss. And I can't wait to see you all play in future rounds.
Thanks for
Yeah, thanks.
commentating.
That
Thanks
was
for
fun.
hosting. It was awesome.
GG's.
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 Bye.
Gee.
Bye.
See you guys
Bye.
later.
See ya.
Bye,
Thanks for
everyone.
having me in the